This may not be the right meeting for me, so I don't know. I'll see. Okay, thanks.
Sure. Okay.
I don't know if it's recording, Olga.
Let me see. Yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. All right, all good?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. So today what we are talking about is helping seniors, and if the families are involved, just going over an overview of what making a move may look like. Some of the important questions that maybe you need to ask yourselves, some kind of food for thought. So that's what we're going to go over today. My name is Olga St. Pierre. I am a senior living specialist with Keller Williams Real Estate. Just a little bit about what we do. We always have been helping clients move across the United States and Canada for the last 14 years. We truly love what we do. And our workshops are designed to help you understand what we are talking about, so that way you can dispel some of the myths that you may hear on social media as well as online. And so that way we can touch upon these topics and make them as less challenging as possible. So our team mission is helping everyone with the dream of owning a home make the move when the time is ready. For our seniors, we offer a complete move solution from start to finish, where we help you and coordinate everything that you need. We have quite a few clients that are in this process right now. And as part of our move solution, we have concierge service. Think of this as your yellow pages from start to finish. Everything that you could possibly think of that you may need to make your move, to maybe downsize after being in a home for 30 or 40 years. That's what we help you do to make this as stress-free as possible. So today we're talking about how seniors make a move and why is it so different. And the reason being is that we designed this workshop because we work with so many older clients, and what we know for a fact after so many years in service is that the selling process for somebody who is older is a lot more stressful than for other sellers. You know, somebody who is maybe in their 20s and they're excited because they're purchasing a first home. And overall, if you want to think about, making a move is one of life's top 10 stressors. So if you think about this, making a move is just as stressful as someone who is sick, maybe passing away and getting a divorce. Very stressful. And this is why we want to help you understand and help you ask some questions for yourself, so that way you can make it as stress-free as possible for you. And here are some of the things that we're hearing. The yard may be too big. The steps are too steep. You know, if you have to go down in the basement to do laundry, there's too many rooms to clean. There's just too much stuff. Where you are right now in that life's journey is very much different than when you originally bought your home, because you were in a different stage of your life. So you have different priorities right now. You may have health challenges, and there's new decisions that need to be made. And all of that together, when you put it all, is going to make a lot of us feeling very much overwhelmed, very much helpless if you don't have anyone to help you. And then, of course, you know, when you get frustrated, overwhelmed, you feel lonely and frustrated. And a lot of times we just don't do anything. We kind of put that aside and we bury our head in the sand. So my job today really is to help you break it down into more manageable pieces, so that way you can realize that making a move is not, it doesn't have to be so overwhelming. So this is the questions that we are going to talk and tackle today. And a lot of you do know that I'm a big believer in having and using notebooks. I have 3 of them actually here right next to me for different things that I use them for. And I found them very much helpful, more than writing down notes maybe on a digital platform like your phone or computer, where you physically take a piece of pen a paper or a notebook and you physically jot something down, there has been research done that actually proves that when you jot something down physically with your hand, it has a positive chemical reaction and it helps your brain realize that you're making progress and it gives you that positive energy. So today, this is what we're talking about, right? There's a couple of questions that I want you to take away, and I'm asking you to take some time when you are, if this is a process that you're going to start thinking about, probably sooner than later is better. These are the questions that we are going to tackle today. So where do we start? The number one thing, I think the most important thing is, how do you feel about your decision that you are obviously here and that you probably need to make? I need to make a move for one reason or the other. Here is where I am in my life. Here are the people that are around me that I need to consult with. And here's what I'm inviting you to do. Number one, think positive about your decision. You're not downsizing, which has a negative connotation to it. You are right sizing, because the needs and the desires that you had when you were starting your life, and maybe you did not have kids at that time, are very much different from what you need and you like and what you want to do with your life right now, maybe quite a few years later. Okay, you're not just moving, you're moving forward. You are making a decision on where you're going to go next in your life. You are most likely retired or maybe having a part-time job. And that means exciting opportunities or maybe doing something that you haven't had a chance to do in the past. You are also going to be going from fear and worrying to feeling confident and positive with anticipation, because we are here. We are working alongside you to help you make this process as easy as possible. Also, you can go from feeling of leaving something and losing something to actually appreciating the new life that is going to unfold. A lot of the times, this actually has to deal with the fact that you have a lot of memories, and most of it is memories really tied to your home. You have potentially raised your family here. You have a lot of things that are in your home that remind you of your family, maybe of your loved ones, of your parents and grandparents, and you feel like you're going to let them down if you're going to do something with those things. So we're going to talk about that too. And also, I don't want you to feel like you're in crisis anymore, because you're here, you are listening, and you are going to craft a plan, and you're going to take this one step at a time. And you're going to realize that you have amazing opportunities that are waiting for you ahead. So the number one topic that we're going to talk about is reviewing your options. So where are you going to live, right? If you're realizing that maybe your home is just too big, it's too many steps, and you don't want to clean anymore. The backyard is too big, where before for your kids, it was an amazing opportunity, and now you have to constantly take care of the weeds and mow it. Right. So let's say that you say, you know what, I really do need to make a move somewhere. So here are a couple of things for you to consider. So number one, think about the desired size of your home. Do you want to be in, take the square footage of your current home, and then that's something that is going to be your baseline, and then decide what makes sense for you going forward. If it's you and your loved one, and maybe you have some furry pets as well, what does that space look like? Next, the area where you want to live. Let's say we had quite a few clients downsize and head over to Florida. It's a very different planning that is needed if you're going to be making a move across country, if you're going to be making a move to a different state, or you are thinking about staying in the same area because you love it here and you're going to move maybe 20 miles down the road. So, type of new home. Are we talking about, do you want to be maybe downsized from a 2-story colonial into a ranch home, and you want to have control and you want to have the freedom? Or are you interested in having some kind of community amenities where you just don't want to bother with cleaning the snow and mowing the lawn? Then you are talking about moving into some kind of community, maybe 55 plus community that is age restricted, where you have the amenities that are geared towards your generation. You can also consider just having a small condo or an apartment living, where you just have small space and then everything else around you is going to be taken care of. It could be another single family home. It could be townhome. Okay, so think about those. Next, yes, it is important for you to consider, and it's not something a lot of us like to think about, but Do you need to make some plans and think about the level of care that you may need in the upcoming time? And what I'm talking about is level of personal care as well as health care, right? Are you struggling and maybe you have some kind of condition that is going to prevent you from being able to take care of yourself down the road, or for your loved one, and you're going to need to have care? Because if you do anticipate that, then where you live is going to make a huge difference. So we're talking about assisted living, independent living, potentially moving into a continuum care community where you have a few different campuses. And then also, having options of having home care and then long-term care potentially at home or in those communities. And of course, do you want to stay in your own home? We do have a couple of other workshops in our senior series where we dive in deeper in talking about different senior living options, as well as we have another workshop that is dedicated strictly about helping you understand if you're able to stay at your home, because a lot of people think that is the most financially viable way. And there's a lot of questions you need to ask yourself where it may not actually feel that way. So please be sure to join us, and we're going to post the links to these workshops as well at the end of this workshop, and we will send it to you as well. So here is a great chart as an overview for you to get an idea on what the senior living spectrum looks like. So if you start from the bottom left-hand corner, it is the least expensive cost. At the same time, it is the least amount of level of care and supervision. You start out with something like an adult daycare where you can head over there and have some entertainment, grab something to eat, and you have interaction with others. And then the most expensive one is going to be nursing home as well as hospice care, where the care is needed 24 hours around the clock. Then the help is needed with personal care as well as healthcare. So when you have some time, take a look at these differences. If you want to do a little bit more research, if you have more questions, we're more than happy to help you, depending on where you're located. Some of these things do vary. But we're happy to kind of help you navigate, because I know that this is very intensive and there's a lot of information out there. Here's another great spreadsheet for you to kind of visually take a look and say, maybe in a few years, I am going to need a lot more care than I need right now. So what makes sense to me? So as long as of course, if you go from left to right, this is the independent living where it's going to be the least expensive, to almost all the way to the right where it's going to be most expensive, depending on the items and the level of care that you need. So I encourage you to take your time and study both of these slides to kind of give you an overview, visual overview on what some of these communities offer. So next step, very critical. This is something that I recommend people do before they feel that they need to make a move. So if you are here and you are starting to think about it, my recommendation to you is do this step sooner than later, even though you may not be making a move for a few years, okay? Review your finances. Planning to make a move takes time, especially if you are thinking about heading into a senior community. You need to review finances, because a lot of the times there's deposits involved, there's buy-ins that are involved in some of these communities. So where are those funds coming from? Okay. Do you need to sell your current home to buy a new home? You also are recommended to meet with your financial advisor, recommendation to meet with an attorney about life and estate planning. And I strongly suggest that the attorney that you contact has to be someone that focuses on just this one area. He cannot be a jack of all trades and does a little bit of different things as a practicing attorney. They really have to be well-versed in your area about the life and estate planning. Which housing option may be best for you based on these financial decisions. You might start thinking about that one option is best for you. However, when you get a clear understanding of your financial picture for the next 20, 30 years, you may have to make some adjustments. Ask your family members, your friends, and professional organizations for recommendations and referrals for your team. Your team is your attorney, your accountant, as well as your financial advisor. I strongly recommend that you do not just pull people out of Yellow Pages. You do not take recommendations based on advertisements. You actually talk to people who have used these resources. And of course, we are happy to help you as part of our concierge service as well. So reach out if you need to get started on speaking with these individuals. The next step is another second important one is to have an honest conversation with your loved ones. If you have siblings, if you may still have parents, if you are attending this workshop because you are trying to help your parents, if you have children and grandchildren, this is who you need to make a list and sit down with. It is best that you do this not over the phone, but when you do it face-to-face, because a lot of communication is done not verbally, but physically, so that way you can see people's reactions. This is the time to be brutally honest and not to be afraid to ask for help, to discuss your wishes, and to explain your loved ones what is it that you're trying to accomplish. Okay, one of the important things is where can your family members, if God forbid something happens to you and you are not able to make decisions for yourself, who is going to be in charge on helping make decisions on your behalf? Where can this person find important documents, legal documents, your inventory, your bank accounts? Who are your team members? Your financial advisor, your accountant, your attorney. These are the people that are going to help them, your family members, and guide them through the process. And of course, what are your wishes? And these are important things to consider is, do you want to be an organ donor? Do you want to be removed from life support? It is one of the most difficult decisions that the family is faced with, and they have to make these decisions. And it would be extremely helpful to them to know what you would prefer ahead of time. And I completely understand that these are extremely difficult questions and topics to talk about, but believe me, as much as I see right now in working with families, most of the time they all wish that they knew ahead of time what were the directives and what did their loved one want, so that way they wouldn't be faced with making these decisions on the loved one's behalf. What am I taking with me? If you think about it, people 100%, I can tell you with certainty, 100% of people of all different generations don't realize just how much stuff they accumulate when they are just having their daily life and living. And what I encourage you to do is, this is why we have a separate declutter class that we teach on a monthly basis to help you set up systems and to help you maintain what you have and what you bring in and what you take out of your home, because it is that important for your emotional and physical well-being. So when you are in the process of making these decisions and figuring out where you're heading, this is one of the reasons why I always ask you, well, what does your space look like? How much square footage do you need to feel comfortable? Because then the goal is to make plans and decide what are you going to take with you. And here is where we sort the belongings. And I try to make it as simple as possible, but you know it's not. But we're going to sort things and try to figure out, with everything that we had accumulated over the years, what are we going to take with us, things that we're going to donate, things that we can sell, things that have to be thrown away. And the other category is making sure that we have all of our important documents aside. I recommend that you have like a colorful box or a tote for easy location, and you just put everything there. And then those documents needs to go into a safe because they cannot be lost. I think that's one of the important things. And of course, if you are going to be heading into this process, if you need help with some muscle moving things around, if you need help with somebody who is an organizer who can help you doing all of this, this is part of our complete solution concierge service. So let us know. And of course, you can always join us for a declutter workshop where we break it all down and make it fun. I think that is the most important thing. So who can help you from start to finish? One of the most important things that I also invite you to understand is that you don't have to do it all by yourself. You don't have to do it alone. We are here to help. And yes, it does take a community. There are people who specialize in different parts on helping you make this move. And that amazing team can help you with moving, with contractors getting things fixed, people to help you pack, people to help you clean, sort, organize, sell, donate, trash, and anyone else that you can think of. This is why we designed this, and we realized that when you are a senior or you're helping a senior making a move, selling a house is one of the last letters in the alphabet. We have all these things that have to be taken care of and done ahead of time in the beginning, and it takes sometimes a long time, and that's okay. We're here to help you, so please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We can make you a recommendation to help you with wherever you are in that letter of your process. So what am I going to do with the things that I am not planning to take with me? Well, don't worry. We do have a plan. We can make arrangements for those items to be sold, to be donated, to be removed. And yes, you will absolutely have help. One of the things that I do recommend, that if you are just in the beginning process for your decision making, if you do want to start and you're not sure where, I recommend that you start with furniture, because furniture is one of the bulkiest and heaviest pieces, number one. And number two, it is the hardest to get rid of. If you think that somebody's going to want your collectibles, dolls, or tchotchkes or something like that, if you think somebody's going to want your china or dishes or plates or heavy dining room furniture, I'm here to tell you that most likely they're not. Every generation has different perspectives on the personal things that they want to keep and to have. And the younger the generation is, the less things that they want to keep. So if you do want your family to have something, I recommend that you talk to them now, but don't be surprised and don't be offended when they say, Grandma, Mom, I don't want any of these things. They are not talking about offending you. They're talking about just not wanting stuff. That's all it is. So my recommendation to you is tackle furniture and tackle some of these big pieces. And having someone who is like an antique specialist or an organizer who truly understands and sees if there's value in different pieces can be critical to help you understand whether if your collection has some value or it's something that's probably just worth donating and not worrying about. So what about my home? Yes, for a lot of seniors, their home is the biggest investment that they have. So I recommend to you not to wait until you absolutely have to and need that information. When you're talking to your financial planner, to your attorney, and to your accountant, they're going to ask you, do you know the value of your home? Is there anything that needs to be done to your home to make sure that you are using this as an asset in your planning? So I'm always recommending to you that you figure out what's happening in your neighborhood and what is the value of your home as quickly as possible. We provide this information free of charge at any time. I am a big proponent of being kept up informed on what is that equity in your home, what is going on in the marketplace. As you know, this year the market has shifted, the boom is over, the rates have increased. So how is that going to affect the value of your home? Because for a lot of you, and me included, our homes are our biggest assets. So when we talk about the sale of your home, we are talking about the current market conditions in your city, in your neighborhood. What are some of the expectations? If you had to sell quickly, maybe your health deteriorates, what does that sale timeline looks like? The condition of the sale. Does your home need some repairs? Do you want to be involved because it is stressful when you have contractors coming and going? Or does it make sense for you to sell it as is and maybe there's a necessity for quick sale? So, and of course, who is going to help you through this process? If you need to do some of these repairs, you need to take care of these personal items. So again, we are here to help you and we are here to also advise you and be there every step of the way. So, this is what I wanted to share with you. My next suggestion to you is to grab a notebook and start jotting some of your thoughts down. What does this mean to you? Do you have maybe some kind of time frame in mind? Do you need anyone to help you? Do you need to obtain an attorney and maybe talk to someone? So think about the questions that I listed in this workbook in the beginning, and we're also going to send it to you, and take the time to think about these questions and to go through this workbook, because everyone has different situation. Everyone is in a different stage of this planning and thinking process. So we are here to help you. If you would like to have a private consultation, we're happy to help you, and we usually do it over Zoom. If you would like to get some free guides and checklists and other helpful information sent to you that pertains to this process, we have a link set up. It's called Resources for Seniors. You're welcome to head over there and just pick and choose the documents and the checklist that you may find helpful. Our complete solution concierge service is here for you and is absolutely free. Please let us know how we can help you and make this a little bit easier. And of course, please join us for our senior workshop series to help you tackle this process and make it as easy as possible. Our upcoming schedule is at Live with Olga, where you can sign up. And as always, you can reach me personally anytime during business hours at my cell phone, at my email. And if you're on social media, you're absolutely welcome to join me on Facebook. So that's what I have to share with you today. I hope that you found this information helpful. And let me just check and see if there's any questions that we have. Okay, so nobody's typed in questions. We do have a link to the upcoming workshop schedule in the chat box, as well as the Resources for Seniors link. So you can click on it right now if you're interested, and it's going to take you right where the list is. Anyone has any questions before we wrap up? And I hope that you found this information helpful. Great. Thank you so much, Ava. I'm glad that you found this helpful. So we're going to wrap
I
up.
have a person that will advise me in Toronto, and that's who I'm going to call now. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Absolutely.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. Well, have a great afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.